Hello students. Today we are going to discuss very interesting topic related to different chemical reaction of potassium permanganate. You watch this video. I hope it will be very much helpful to you for different competitive examinations and your different examination. If you like this video, please subscribe this channel Chemistry Go and share this video to your friends. So without wasting time, let us discuss different chemical properties of potassium permanganate. We know potassium permanganate, it is a salt of potassium and permanganate ion. Mainly it contains that K plus and KMnO4 minus. These are the main two radicals present in potassium permanganate, K plus and MnO4 minus, that is permanganate ion. So you see what are the different chemical properties of potassium permanganate. When potassium permanganate gets heated, if it will be heated, then the product will be potassium manganate and manganese dioxide and oxygen. So this is the main product of heating of potassium permanganate. Okay. Then second reaction is reaction of potassium permanganate in alkaline KOH. Here what happens? Potassium permanganate in alkaline medium convert to potassium manganate. Potassium manganate, then water, then oxygen. That means here potassium permanganate in which medium? That is here in basic medium. If you see the charge, manganese charge is +7 in potassium permanganate, but in potassium dichromate, manganese charge is how much? +6. Here +7 changes to +6. That means here potassium permanganate gets reduced to potassium manganate. Potassium manganate is stable in basic medium, but potassium permanganate is stable in acidic medium. That's why it gets reduced to potassium manganate. Then next reaction, that is very important reaction, when potassium permanganate reacts with concentrated, this is a concentrated sulfuric acid, it reacts and forming potassium bisulfate and manganese heptoxide, then water. Here this manganese heptoxide is a green oily liquid is formed. Explosive, it is one type of explosive product. So potassium permanganate in concentrated sulfuric acid gets converted to potassium bisulfate, manganese heptoxide and water. It is a green oily liquid, acts as a mild explosive. Then potassium permanganate in acidic medium, if you see the ionic equation of potassium permanganate in acidic medium, when it behaves as oxidizing agent, mainly when acts as oxidizing agent, that means it is reduction. When it gets reduced, then permanganate convert to manganese ion, then water. This is the main important reaction. When potassium permanganate will be used as oxidizing agent, its reaction is MnO4 minus in presence of H plus ion convert to Mn2 plus and water. This is a reduction reaction of potassium permanganate. When potassium permanganate will be used as oxidizing agent. This is the reaction. Potassium permanganate when reacts with water, it convert to potassium hydroxide and manganese dioxide, oxygen. This is the reaction of potassium permanganate in water. When it gets hydrolyzed in water, it produces potassium hydroxide, manganese oxide and what? Oxygen. Manganese dioxide, this is called also pyrolusite. It is called also pyrolusite. This pyrolusite, manganese dioxide, in presence of base KOH and gets oxidized to potassium manganate. Potassium manganate, this is the main product. With this, it produces water. Clear? Reaction of manganese dioxide in basic medium, it gets oxidized in presence of oxygen, convert to manganate. Okay. Similarly, potassium manganate in hydrochloric acid, already we know these reactions, that this potassium manganate in acidic medium convert to potassium chloride, then manganese chloride, then chlorine plus water. This is the reaction of potassium. Generally potassium this is the reaction of potassium permanganate, potassium manganate, both. It oxidizes HCl to chlorine, potassium chloride, manganese chloride and chlorine and water. This is a oxidation reaction of potassium manganate and permanganate both. Potassium permanganate reacts with hydrogen sulfide in acidic medium. It convert to manganese ion, then H2S becomes sulfur, it oxidizes to sulfur, then water. This is the important reaction of potassium permanganate with H2S in acidic medium. Similarly, potassium permanganate in sulfur dioxide, it oxidizes sulfur dioxide to sulfate ion, then manganese ion, water. This is the oxidation reaction of potassium permanganate. Similarly, potassium permanganate oxidizes sulfide to sulfate ion, then convert to Mn2 plus ion, water. This is a very common reaction of potassium permanganate. Similarly, potassium permanganate in presence of nitrite, it oxidizes nitrite to nitrate ion, then manganese ion, then water. This is the product of reaction of potassium permanganate in acidic medium with nitrite ion. Similarly, with oxalate ion, it convert to carbon dioxide, it oxidizes oxalate to carbon dioxide and produce itself convert to Mn2 plus, then water. Here it is oxidation reaction. So potassium permanganate reduced to manganese ion in all cases. Just you can repeat this one. It is a reduction of potassium permanganate and oxidation reaction of potassium permanganate to oxalate to carbon dioxide. Similarly, it oxidizes ferrous to ferric ion and itself reduced to manganese ion, then water. Similarly, potassium permanganate as oxidizing, it oxidizes alcohol to acid, ethanol to acetic acid, and it will be converted to manganese ion in presence of acidic medium, then water. Similarly, potassium permanganate with Ki convert to I2, it oxidizes Ki to I2 and itself reduced to manganese ion, then water. Clear? Then very important, this one in basic medium Potassium permanganate in basic medium, it oxidizes alkene to glycol, corresponding glycol. Glycol is an organic compound containing 2H group in adjacent carbon. So potassium permanganate in basic medium, it oxidizes alkene to glycol. This is called glycol product, ethylene glycol. Similarly, potassium permanganate in concentrated sulfuric acid, already we have done this one. It will convert to potassium bisulfate. It is a repeated reaction. Then it will be convert to Mn2O7 manganese heptoxide, then water, oily liquid, oily product will be formed. Very important reaction, last reaction of potassium permanganate. Potassium permanganate reacts with iodide ion in basic medium. Already we have done, just previously, just you see, potassium permanganate reacts with iodide in acidic medium, it is converted to iodine. But in basic medium, it is converted to iodate ion. Iodate. It oxidizes iodine to iodate. Then it is converted to MnO2, manganese dioxide, water. Okay. So in all these cases, it is mainly the oxidizing nature of potassium permanganate, either acidic medium or basic medium. So these are the very important reaction of potassium permanganate we discussed. You practice it. If you have any doubts related to this, some properties of potassium permanganate, you send your question in the comment box. We'll send your answer in the next video. Okay, we'll discuss in the next video. So you practice it and share this video to your friends. If you have not subscribed this channel, please subscribe it and share this video to your friends. Thank you all.